Leaders of Tomorrow, India's largest platform for entrepreneurs. It matters to you? Well, it matters to us. I'm Sananda Jai Seelan. Tonight, I'm welcoming on the show someone who's joining us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow for the very first time, someone who's built a brand for himself on social media, who's become a brand and a name in himself on digital platforms. I'm in conversation with Bhuvan. Good having you joining us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow. It's always exciting to connect with someone who has the kind of influence online, but offline as well, I'm sure, on young people and Generation Next. And you do that through the videos that you do. So, before we go any further, perhaps you could talk to us about your initial days starting out and where the ideas really for, the content that you do. Where does that perhaps come about? Is there a process? Is there a strategy? What can you let us in on?
First of all, thanks for having me. Always wanted to be here. But when I had started, I see no one can imagine that something which you start can lead you to a place where you've always dreamt of being. I wasn't into humor or comedy. It comes naturally to me. Okay. What I am really passionate about was and is music always. So it's been my first love, and throughout my school life, throughout my college life, I've done music. BBK Wines, this YouTube thingy happened post college. Okay. But during the college days, I used to perform in a restaurant. It was called Moti Mahal. If you guys have heard of it, and it's in Delhi. It's a massive chain of Mughlai restaurants. I used to perform there. We had a trio and all kinds of ghazals, all kinds of old retro songs, new songs. Gradually, while performing, while being there, I performed there for almost 2 years. I realized that why do I need to sing covers? Why do I need to sing someone else's songs? Why can't I write my own songs? So that's where I began writing my stuff, and eventually I started getting more gigs where I used to open the set with my own songs, and naturally people started getting hold of it, and then BBK Wines happened, and then I combined humor and music in the live set, and that's how it all started.
Okay, so you're saying that it has largely been inspired by who you are as a person. We as a business channel, of course, love talking strategy and saying, do you have a strategy that you use to come up with your content? But that being said, I'm also curious, how much of what is happening around us reflects in the content that you do? For instance, a lot of artists want to do, say, political sketches. A lot of people want to, really talk about the environment that we're in. Is that something that you sort of work into your material? Is that something that, you say you don't want to as you're connecting with Gen X? What is your own thoughts on that?
See, I've made it clear with my audience, and I've made it clear to myself that I won't choose topics that have politics in it, that involves religion in it, that doesn't involve insult comedy. So I have 19 characters of my own on my channel, and I can insult any of them. So that's where I want to be. That's the position I want to be at. मेरे 19 कैरेक्टर हैं, अगर मैं वो 19 के 19 की बेइज्जती करूंगा तो लोग भी खुश होंगे और मैं भी खुश होऊंगा. It's much better than insulting someone, targeting someone, and talking about someone. You never know who gets offended when.
On that note, I want to take in a question that's coming to us from a viewer. This is a video soundbite that is coming in from Tushya.
Hello, my name is Tushya and I'm a student. So my question today is, what advice would you give to people who want to become influencers? I mean, what really works and what does not? And also, what advice would you give to businesses that is looking to advertise through influencers? Thank you.
Bhuvan, what would you want to say to Tushya?
I don't know much about the business strategy of it. Of course, I know, and I'm living the content side of it. So whoever wants to be on social media, I think it's the right time. I don't need to tell that to anyone. People know, people can see. It's 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 surprising how like a 5 years ago, we had to create something in order to get limelight, in order to get eyeballs. But now you see on social media, anything can go viral because the people want to consume anything and everything.
Sure.
We are such a large population. People have their own tastes, and the people who are getting viral overnight, they know the exact thing what people want. And like there are so many things that we don't like, but they are trending all the time. It's because they have an audience, they have captured that audience. So I think if you really want to become an influencer, I think influencer, first of all, is a very wrong term. um, Most of the influencing is not right. It's wrong. uh, for me, I would I get really annoyed when someone calls me an influencer. I'm not an influencer. I can't influence. मैं खुद influence होने की age में हूँ अभी. I get influenced myself, so I can't influence anyone. It's just that I'm a performer, I'm a creator.
Sure.
You call me an actor, you call me an entertainer. Entertainer is the right word because I love to entertain people.
Sure.
And entertainment is subjective. आपको पसंद आएगा, आपके साथ वाले को शायद पसंद आए. So it's like that. Influencer means you are saying something which can influence anyone, and it's such a huge responsibility. So I think before creating content on social media, one needs to be clear if they want to be an influencer or they want to create.
Okay.
दोनों में बहुत फर्क है. Influencer आपको बोलेगा ये खरीद लो, आप ऐसा कर लो तो ऐसा हो जाएगा, आप ऐसा कर लो तो ऐसा हो जाएगा. एक जो क्रिएटर है वो अपने they'll bring their own side, they'll bring their own peace of mind on camera, and they'll tell you what's happening in their head.
Okay.
So I think people need to be sure that creation is completely different from being an influencer, I guess.
Okay. That's an interesting perspective, Bhuvan. And something that you said, I don't get into the business side of it. Most
Yeah.
people who are looking to create this brand for themselves online are doing it because, sponsorship deals, endorsements, etc. How about the business side of it? Do you have someone else who perhaps looks at that while you look just at, creating of the content?
Yeah, I do have a friend of mine. He's more like brother. His name is Rohit Raj, and we've been working together since a long time now.
Okay.
So he looks after the business side of it, and I look after the content side of it. But we both are more or less on the same page on what we have to endorse.
Okay.
For example, I wouldn't go for a product which I wouldn't use in my real life. I wouldn't go for it. So I'm pretty clear about what we need to endorse and how we need to endorse.
Okay. So I'm also curious, does staying away then from, say, political themes, religion, etc., what you were mentioning, does that also help when you're speaking with these brands, etc., that you have a persona which is apolitical, which is neutral?
Of course. So अगर मैं ये चीज कर रहा होता, अगर मैं पॉलिटिकल बातें कर रहा होता, it could have been a part of the discussion with the brands, but I've never done this. So it doesn't fit in the scenario. They don't even consider, they don't even talk to me because I don't do that. It just comes naturally. I've never touched those topics, and I think that has always worked in my favor, which I'm happy.
Bhuvan, I'm going to take a quick break on that note. We're back in just a moment. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow and Tonight. In our hot seat is Bhuvan Bham. So, like you're telling us that doing content creation is a reflection really of your own personality. I want to very quickly take in our next question coming to us from our viewer, Prashant Nair. It's come to us on Facebook. Prashant says, should I look at a course to teach me how to start my own business online? Now, can these things be taught?
Yeah, I mean, the technical aspects of it can be taught.
Okay.
But I think if you're a born businessman. You can never learn the business side of it. Technicals we can learn, but the conviction which with you have to do business, it comes naturally to you, I think, because it's not in me. I can't handle business. I can't handle accounts or maths of it,
Sure.
but I know what will sell. I know what will do well.
Which brings me to an interesting point, one, because we've just been talking to a lot of experts from the education space, talking about new age careers, and a new age career is also building a career for yourself online. And you see a lot of these courses which are being offered. You see a lot of people to say, hey, if you want to do a digital course and become a digital marketer, you want to become a brand online, these are the courses which you should be doing. How much, perhaps, if you were to advise Prashant to say this will perhaps help you, if you could do a proper course in learning how to be a digital, influencer or a digital content creator or just a business person who's an entrepreneur who's building something online. Do you think there's benefit in that?
I think it might not. It can go both the ways. It can go
Okay.
either ways.
Okay.
I personally haven't had the chance of using this technology as a teaching medium.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know. People, I would get too distracted if I were to get lessons on Zoom, if I were to get lessons on a video call. But I think people who are teaching on these platforms, they're pretty clear and they're pretty professional with what they do.
Okay.
And I guess Prashant might just find the right guy, and they might help.
Okay, all the very best, Prashant. We do hope that if you decide to take a course, that you take one and you find one that really helps you. Um, Bhuvan, coming back to, I understand that you primarily create content on YouTube. Could you talk to us about why you're using this medium versus, other social media platforms or digital platforms, and the pros and cons really of being on each of these platforms?
When I started YouTube, Instagram wasn't that big.
Okay.
At that time, Facebook and YouTube were the only platforms. So I used to post my videos simultaneously on both the platforms.
Okay.
I never cared about the views. I
Okay.
knew if I post on both of them, the views will get they will be distributed equally, or maybe
Sure.
oddly distributed. But I never cared that I'm getting X number of views on YouTube, but I'm getting Y number of views on Facebook. It's just that I wanted my piece, my creation to reach more and more people,
Okay.
and that's what helped me. And now though it changed a lot. Like the YouTube consumption has gone 100 times than it was 5 years ago.
Sure.
Instagram has taken over every social media platform. It has taken over every medium, every source of entertainment. And there are people who are creating careers, who are making careers on Instagram now.
Yeah.
I never thought that's possible.
So I'm trying to understand pros and cons of, say, YouTube versus Instagram versus Facebook. Anything you can share with us? Any, being an expert for someone who's watching this interview, anything to the top, maybe two on each platform, pro and con, that you could maybe share with us, or say post at this time, don't post at this time. This is how you should get the kind of viewership that you can. Any insights you could share with us?
I think the timing is crucial. Irrespective of what the platform is, the timing is crucial, whether you post it on Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, or Instagram. Because a person who's working 9 to 5,
Yeah.
he'll come home before sleeping, before going to bed. They'll obviously open social media. They'll obviously see what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And most of them, they use Instagram now. So Instagram, I feel Instagram is a place where you should, if you're a creator, you must post like a smaller piece of content. In terms of duration, it has to be crispier. YouTube pe to you can post anything. You can post a movie, a 2-hour movie on YouTube, and
Okay.
people will watch it. People do
Sure.
watch it. Nowadays, I see old movies getting old movies are they're live streaming them. The old movies are being live streamed at 2 a.m. in the morning, and
Okay.
still the watching is 25,000, 30,000 people are watching it.
Okay.
So I think there's no fixed time of this. You can post it anytime. It's just that you need to know your audience. If your audience is based in India, then you can post it anytime you want. But if your audience is based outside of India, for example, then you need to figure out what the timing is, the day and
Sure.
night, the difference in day and night. The cons is that online bullying has taken over. It has taken over everything. I mean, it's just you need to see the brighter side of it. You need to ignore them. You need to make sure that these harassing comments, they don't bother you,
Sure.
but you can't dodge them. You can't avoid them.
Okay.
Once you get eyeballs, you need to be prepared for both. People will appreciate you, but you need to realize the same people will bash you if your content is average. I
Sure.
mean, there's no leniency to it.
Okay, let's quickly then take in our next question on that note, Bhuvan. This one is coming to us from Harshita, and it is also a video soundbite that Harshita has recorded and sent for us. Let's listen.
Hi, my name is Harshita, and my question is, what should I keep in mind while starting a YouTube channel, and what tips can you give?
First of all, you need to be sure what you want to create. Let's not create what people want to see, because they are already getting what they are wanting to see. So anything in today's day and age which is out of the box works a lot, I think. If I were to, like 5 years ago, if I were to tell you what should you create, I would have told you make more sketches, go for a series, go for a web series. But now there are loads of web series, there are loads of sketches going on, comedy sketches going on. But now I would tell you, try something out of the box. That could be anything. That could be fix up your TV live on camera, for example. Fix your AC live on camera, because there are people who want to see how can one fix an AC. I mean, there is no boundary to creating content. There could be anything. For example, if you want to play a piano, sit opposite to the piano and then play the piano ulta. I mean that's the kind of thing people would want to see. But if you are unique in your own way, then anything would work. But don't just go for what people want.
Okay.
First, you must try what you want to give.
Fix your AC videos are something I would be the first person to watch, because my devices are always giving up on me, Bhuvan.
Yeah.
But you were saying something interesting. You said Snapchat, for instance, and that's just bringing to mind. We have so many platforms. Snapchat at one point was all the rage. All of a sudden, there's no news of it. TikTok, for instance, was all the rage, has been banned in India. How do you sort of pick what platform? Because you've spent a lot of effort, time to build a brand for yourself, and then for whatever reason that platform doesn't exist. Is there some way of picking what platform you should be on?
As a user or as a creator?
As a creator.
As a creator, see, no platform can control a creator. Okay. I'm not limited to YouTube. I'm not limited to Instagram.
Okay.
I'm not limited to Snapchat. So I can create a 30-minute content piece. I can create a 1-minute content piece, and I can create a 15-second content piece.
Sure.
If you are talented enough, if you know how to portray your work, I think no social media can stop you from doing that. No platform can stop you from doing that.
All right, Bhuvan, completely out of time on this episode. Thanks so much for your time. That's all we could put into this part. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Our contact details coming up on your screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.